slip by the nose. For you to see me that way gives you joy, I suppose. And as I walk away, this you should know.
What is it?
You should know.
That's what we use it for the rest of the stray dogs. You know, the stray dogs, that's fine. Yeah. There's pizza on the table. There's pizza on the table. I hear you. Either way, you can do it. You going to the step show tomorrow? You getting food? We got this tomorrow. What time is that? Day of. Supposed to.
See, because the ushers are gonna be in at 5:30. They work.
Baby hands and ruby lips, special magic from her fingertips. She could heal a nation with just a touch, make your soul cry without as much. Bring from the wellsprings on desert sand, walk on the oceans as tableland. She majestic, this you comprehend. The lady of love, dream of every man. I'm talking about love. That's what I'm talking about. Talking about love. Talking about love. Talking about love. Talking about L.O.V. love. Talking about love. I'm talking about love. Talking about love. I will walk a million miles over glass my feet bare. Stare directly at the sun until blinded by the glare. Talking about love. Climb Everest the mountain, swim the deepest sea. Talking about love. If this woman I see would give her love to me, through bloodshot eyes did she call to me? But for my love, I would no longer be known. If you will love me, you can really say. But for a moment with her, give a 1,000 days. Talking about love. Talking about love. That's what I'm talking about. Talking about love. Talking about love. Talking about love. Talking about love. Let's take it home tonight.
basketball game tournament. That's in here. My homeboy, when we started January Glow. Well, his older brother technically my homeboy, but I've known Sam all his life. You know Sam was little, yeah. Is it? Because he won't change. Is he short? Oh. Well, Sam wants to see change in his city, and he's stubborn about it. And so I think that's kind of why they probably ain't feeling him, because he's pretty driven. Maybe, I don't remember. Well, back in the day, there were two signature events for Pine Bluff. One was obviously homecoming, and the second one was King Cotton. King Cotton was the day after Christmas. It started the day after Christmas, and it was a week-long tournament, and teams came from all around the country. It was a massive, and people came from all around Arkansas to watch it. It was a legendary tournament. Right.
Living with $5. I almost have to use somebody else's money. But yeah, we Sam is doing that luncheon.
Football is back, and BetOnline remains your number one source for all your football betting needs this season. Hey, what's up? It's your man Lloyd Spence, and I'm so excited because it's been a great football season already. And you'll find the latest odds, matchup info, player news, and game trends at betonline.ag. And as your continued source for all sports wagering info, BetOnline features live betting, free contests, live scores, and giveaways all season long. Always the fastest and easiest way to bet all your favorite sports and events like Major League Baseball, MMA, tennis, boxing, and even golf. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive your 100% welcome bonus with your first deposit. Make sure to use your promo code BELIEVE, B-L-E-A-V, to receive your rewards. Why? Because it's BetOnline, and that's where the game starts. And tell them the Noisemaker sent you.
Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Yeah.
Can I make you move now? Yes, I can. So you can get this move in a bag of a can. But to make it round the world with the holes in your hand. Popcorn World. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. That's that popcorn make you smile. Ah. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. It's a popcorn world. It's a popcorn world. Popcorn.
What's that saying? Breaking down the rumor and smiling out. Speaking for the people who must go around. Taking truth to power. The whisper and the shout. We're talking noise. Oh yeah, talking noise. Yeah, yeah. Say it again, say it. We're talking noise. Yeah, talking noise. Really don't have to fool around. Never noise keeps us lined up. When truth divine, the sound that you hear is a sign of success. We're talking noise. Oh yeah, talking noise. Yeah, picking up all the same. We're talking noise. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Talking noise. Say it again. We're talking noise.
Welcome to Talkin NOIZ, the daily podcast that brings you up to speed and keeps you informed about real issues affecting real people. With your host, Mr. Talkin NOIZ himself, Lloyd Spence. His beautiful wife, Mrs. Noise, Kenyatta Spence. The ever-informed Brother Noise, Alan Brown. And yours cordially, Uncle Noise, Shake Anderson. Come on in and join us as we reveal and opine today's most pressing issues. Real truth while having real fun. Talkin NOIZ is in your house right now. So sit back and enjoy Talkin NOIZ.
Come on.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is Unc NOIZ night. And rather than have white organists or white guitarists lead us into the show, why not have the brilliance that is Unc NOIZ? Unc, if you would. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm all Unc NOIZ brimmed up, ready to go. That's Mama NOIZ over there. Mr. NOIZ right here. Glad to see everybody. We're going to have fun tonight. We're going to hopefully do some good tonight. And yeah, let's just do what we do. Unc NOIZ. Unc NOIZ, we love you, man. Shake Anderson, we love you, brother. One of my favorite Unc NOIZ songs. I'll be loving you. Yeah. It's any time. Nothing to ever change my mind. My mind. That's how Uncle said. My mind. Yeah. Let's go. All right. Mama NOIZ, how are you doing today?
I'm well.
I was going to say, you delayed. What happened?
I was muted.
Oh, okay. You got to unmute, Mama NOIZ. They can't hear you when you're muted.
Yeah, but you know, when I'm not muted, then all of a sudden, what's that noise you're making?
That's because you be typing and stuff. You be typing and whatnot.
So when I go ahead and mute, then it's, where you at?
Whatever. It's good to see everybody. Good to see you, Mama NOIZ. So let me explain to the people. Hold on, I got groomed up real quick.
Oh my gosh.
Unc would want it this way. He
No,
wouldn't want me already. He wouldn't want me on here all willy-nilly.
He would say, sir.
I just got clean up real quick and then I'm ready to go. Okay, now I'm good. All right. Let me explain to the people what we're doing here tonight. Tonight is a celebration of our beloved Unc. We call him affectionately Unc NOIZ here. Actually, he coined that phrase himself. He coined himself Unc NOIZ because he's Unc NOIZ. That's what he is to us. And so we appreciate him for that. But most of you out there know him as Shake Anderson, the great Sam Shake Anderson, producer, songwriter, executive producer, singer, cheap bottle washer, great guitarist. He be watching bottles sometimes. Great guitarist, great pianist, just all great husband, great father, great worship pastor. Some of you know him as a worship pastor. He's a great cook. Shout out to Shake Cakes. Shout out to Greens that I've personally had the opportunity to have them greens.
You can't just nail it on the greens. This brother cooks everything.
He cook everything, really, but I was just talking about them greens. So, yeah, we just glad to be able to celebrate him today. And hopefully everybody in the crew's coming through. Me have some special guests. But we just going to expose y'all who don't know to the great Shake Anderson. So those who don't know who he is or what he's all about. And one of the reasons we're going to be very open and candid tonight, because one of the reasons we are doing this
is because our beloved Shake Anderson has had a rough few months. And so he, back in July, had to have an emergency surgery that required him to remove and this is all public, so we're not telling his business, nothing crazy like that. He had to have an emergency surgery, remove a brain tumor. And they were able to do that. They were able to get that. He was going through a rehab process. And so during that rehab process, here recently, he found out that he was still cancerous. And so the GoFundMe page was started on his behalf, and that is the thing that's scrolling at the bottom right there, the GoFundMe information. Though we will also, in addition to scrolling it at the bottom, we will also flash it for everyone at various times during the show, because that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that you can see it and you can write the information down and click it and then go to the GoFundMe. There it is. Go to the GoFundMe page and make a donation for yourself if you'd like to, because we want to support this brother and his family and make sure that they are not struggling in any way. And I'd like to see this number go up significantly tonight. Matter of fact, I don't mind showing you the number, you know what I'm saying? Because I want you to be motivated to give. Let me show you the number so far. So far, the number's at $2,150. So let's see if we can get that number up significantly and get people giving tonight or later on. If you are a part of like what we call the rewatch game, go and rewatch this, and it'll be open for a while, so we're not shutting it down anytime soon. So just go and give and make your presence felt, and show Unc some love, because he most certainly deserves that love. And so Mama Noise is just, I mean, I can hear you typing, just click clacking away. Just, I don't know why she just won't put the mute button on, but she just click clacking away. But anyway, I digress. So tonight, like I said, we're just gonna have some fun and show some old videos, have some conversation, just love on Unc like only we can do. And I could not think of a better way to start the program, because Unc is helped us really start this whole podcast. He was our third co-host right from the beginning. And he jumped right in the middle of the pandemic with us and was like, let's do this thing. And Unc, listen, we came out the gate hot. So we came out and started with some amazing special guests that Unc was friends with. And so we wanted to show you some of those special guests here. So here's Unc NOIZ with some of our special guests that we had early on the podcast. Here we go. A throwback noise for you. We don't need the whole thing.
Well, that's another story.
Mom knows you want to comment on some of this, you can. God, Larica. Go Larica.
I mean, listen to those harmonies.
I know, man. We love our theme song.
So when I would hear your music, one of the greatest songs to me that you guys ever wrote, which was huge for me because it's still one of my favorite songs to this day, is "People Gotta Be Free."
Yes.
Yeah. And that message was so important. It was so huge.
Well, that's another story. You know,
What was it like being a young Italian kid, white kid in New York, playing soul music in the 60s?
It's very cool, man. A quick story. You see, Atlantic Records wasn't like these other labels. You know, like when you go to Columbia and these things, they got Mr. Dylan's recording in here and Mr. Simon's over here. See, they used to walk through the halls in Atlantic, you know, they used to come through. So one day, Otis Redding, you know, another monster, comes in the room. Now, Otis, God, not only was he the best, but he was funny as hell, man. I mean, he really had a great sense of humor. He comes knocking, the door opens up. We're in the recording, you know, and he says, "My God, they are white."
Well, listen, I want to go deeper into that statement, because how many times have you been approached with that? Like, you know, I think it had to be the Rascals and Bobby Caldwell that created the most shock in the black community when you show up at the concert and go, "Wait a minute,
Exactly.
what the hell? Like, what is going on?"
Well, I tell you, I got in a lot of trouble with that too, because we did this show one time with the Young Holt Trio. You know, I think they had Grazing in the Grass or something like that. You know? And so these guys, they come up to me backstage. They said, "Hey, man, listen, we got to thank you for letting us be on this show."
This is one of my favorite.
Because just like you're saying, they weren't really an R&B group. They were kind of in the middle. You know what I mean? They just happened to be, you know, black dudes. So, all right. So they said, "We don't get a chance to work in front of, you know, white folk." And I said, "Well, man, you know, we don't get a chance to work in front of black folk, you know, because we look forward to that because they rock." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're gonna go with you.
But you know, so anyway, so I got this great idea. Oh man. I said, "Well, we're not gonna work unless we got a black act opening up."
Wow.
Oh my God. I had no idea what I was doing. Believe me, because the backlash that I got, and this, of course, then it really it was crazy, man. I mean, I remember, like, you know, riots, you know what I'm saying, down south, riots, was Stokely Carmichael, people like that came up to me and said, "Man, you know, we're here for you. Don't worry about it. You know, there ain't going to be a show tonight because there's going to be trouble, but just want you to know it's got nothing to do with you." Man, the trouble that we caused by saying that. It's so simple. I mean, give me a break, man.
Wow.
I mean, you talk about people got to be free. Music.
Yeah.
Come on, just music. I'm not going to hurt nobody with music. Come on. You're going to save somebody's soul. You're going to save somebody's heart. You're going to save somebody's marriage. But you ain't going to hurt anybody, you know. So anyway, it was crazy.
Well, wasn't this, Lloyd, is this song that we were trying to let people know the songwriter and singer was going to be on the show, and then we got flagged in several countries?
In YouTube, we tried to do a promo on YouTube, and people want to be free, and we got flagged in now. Here's the irony: we got flagged in Cuba, North Korea, Iran, and Syria, and what the other one was. So anywhere that people are fighting for freedom, we got black for.
Yeah, you shouldn't say that word. Well, I worked in China one time. You know, I did a show over there with Northwest Airlines.
Yeah.
You know, and the guys that put on the show, you know, we did it in a hard rock club, and you know, we did People Gotta Be Free, and the guys from the airlines came up and said, "Hey man, you say freedom one more time, we're gonna leave, bro."
Wow.
You know, it's really not safe.
Wow. Isn't that crazy? One word can cause so much problems.
Well, yeah, if you don't want people to be that way, you know.
And it's still causing problems because people don't understand what it is.
Yeah, well, it's very simple, isn't it?
Yeah, it should be.
It's really simple. It's really simple. There's nothing hard about this, man. And it don't mean masks.
Right.
You ain't free because you got a mask on.
Right. What are we calling freedom today? Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
It's amazing, man. It's absolutely amazing. That is one of my favorite interviews. I got to be honest with you. That's one of my favorite interviews. Felix was amazing. The wisdom that he was dropping was amazing. Watching him and Unc interact was amazing. Genuine buddies and friends and homies. I love that.
Wow. How can you nail it down to your favorite?
Oh, I didn't say I had that was my total favorite. That's just one of my favorites.
Ah.
Yeah, that's just one of my favorites. That's one of my favorites. Here's another one. I think this is the Victor Wooten one. But she's obsessed with it. But she said she heard 60 million people have voted so far.
That's about right.
I think that's close. That's pretty. If it's not right on, it's definitely close. 60 million. That's crazy. It was 120 in the whole last election. 60 million, and we ain't even got to November 3rd yet.
Wow.
I hope that means what I hope it means, but but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. So listen, I'm excited again today to have Victor in the house. Vic, man, it's an honor and a privilege to have you here. And I've been in all our advertising, we've been advertising you as good people. So now I reveal to the people why that is. Because of Mama Wooten, right?
Oh yeah.
Tell the people what Mama Wooten told you early on about being good people.
Yeah, well, mom and dad told us lots of things, but one of the main was when she told us 5 boys when we were kids playing music all the time. She would ask us a question. Mom would always like to ask questions because it makes you think on your own, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she would say, "What does the world need with just another good musician?"
Wow.
She said, "We have plenty." She said, "What the world needs are good people." And so those are some nice words to grow up with.
Well, you know what's funny about it, Vic, is that when I read that and heard that, I don't know if it's just the climate that we're in that hit me between the eyes or just the power of the quote itself, but that really resonated with me, man, because I'm going, man, if we just had more good people in the world, just that simple concept of stop trying to be a good politician or a good pastor or a good whatever, and just be good people. Let's just start with that foundation of that.
Lloyd, let me respond to that. Here's the thing. I believe that good person is in all of us.
Okay.
And I'm going to turn that around because I think it's my duty to see it. Because if you don't see it and then I don't see it, who's going to see it?
That's a great point.
So when you don't see it, I force myself to see it. Right?
Yeah.
If nothing else, but to remind you, that's not who you really are. You're really a good person. Here's another thing, not to turn this into religion, but I just got to quote my mom. My mom also said, God didn't make no mistakes. Okay. So how you really going to be that bad? Except you think you are, so you acted that you are. So somebody's got to remember.
Yeah.
And I put that upon myself. And I'm going to keep on you until you remember.
Ooh, I like that. I like it. Keep on you until you remember.
Yeah. The good people are there.
Well, you know what? I agree, man. We're better than what I think we've shown maybe this year.
Yeah.
And we can do better than what I think we've shown this year. And hopefully that's what a lot of what we're seeing now is a response to that. There's people saying, okay, I'm looking, I've known this guy 15 years. He's not this bad. Or that kind of mentality. So, so did you feel that way when Roy forced you into the base? Did he force you in, or you just kind of saw them doing it and you were like, okay, I got to jump into?
Yeah. Well,
that's your brother, right?
Yeah, Roy, Reggie, Rudy, Joseph. Well, they knew before me. And the same way you don't feel like anybody forced you to speak English.
That's right.
That's just before you even knew you were speaking it, right? I was learning music the same time and in the same way. So before I was born, my brothers already knew this is going to be the bass player. Because they needed a bass player.
They needed a bass player. That's amazing.
So, but for me, it was a blessing because every little sibling looks up to their older siblings. Right. Especially if you're a little boy, you look up to your older brother. Right? You're a little girl, you look up to your older sister. But you look up to your. And I'm lucky enough to have 4 older brothers. And this allowed me to belong. Like I got treated as an equal, not the little baby. I was an equal when we played.
Nice.
Right. And so they've always treated me that way. And so it didn't feel like force. Even if they did force me, I'm glad they did.
Yeah.
Because it's provided a great life. And you know, I know Chuck and Shake know music, maybe more than anything else, brings people together.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, anything that's going to bring people together and make us forget about all our problems and all of our differences. In music, we actually celebrate our differences. We recognize and celebrate them. In other words, if I play bass, you know, I'm not trying to be a flute. I'm not trying to be a saxophone. I know that I'm different, and that's what makes the band better, because all the instruments are different, not the same. So music recognizes that and celebrates it. So when we come together, you know, it makes other people that are listening forget about their differences also, or either celebrate them, right? And so to have a tool like that brings people together, I want to be the best possible at it.
My favorite part of that interview is watching Unc's face during Victor talking and when Chuck Rainey talks, because Unc, you and I both know Unc is one of the greatest musicians we both ever heard. A bass player par excellence, and it's awesome when another bass player or musician recognizes other musicians that kind of pave the way for him. And he has that, I don't say reverence, but a respect for Victor and a respect for Chuck Rainey. That was Chuck Rainey, for those who don't know. Another legendary bassist in his own right. But he was also in that interview as well. And it was just cool to watch. You saw Unc was kind of on the chair like
he was soaking it up.
Soaking it up, right? So that was cool. That was cool. But yeah, tonight is we're celebrating Unc NOIZ and all the things he's done. That was one of the things he did, was to bring in Chuck and to bring in Tim Hankinkle. Come in with some respect. That is the great Chuck Rainey. Lord have mercy. Shame on you.
You know, but they do kind of favor.
They do kind of favor, though. They do kind of favor. Speaking of great musicians, I want to pivot before we go back to that video. I want to pivot just a little bit and show something. This is from a festival in Louisville, Kentucky we call Nulu. And this is actually Unc with Victor. And he had like an all-star band. So it was Victor Wooten and Steve Cropper. Steve Cropper is the guy who did is it Green Tomatoes?
Green Onions.
Green Onion. That's he wrote that. Yeah. And then Victor and Taylor Pace and just a bunch of different people. And they're at this festival. So check this out. This is a cool little video. Just a snippet of that video from Nulu Fest. Uh-oh. I gotta pull it up so you can see it, right? Production, get it together. What is happening right now? Jeez. They're ahead in the game, production. All right, here we go. That's Daryl Tibbs on the conga.
Wow. Wait for it. Wait for it. You ready? There it is. Wow. Wow.
Wow. That is Unc NOIZ at his finest right there. What's so amazing to me about that is that he's generous like that all the time. Like, I've been in concerts with him, and I don't think I've ever been in concert with him where he didn't allow the other musicians. It doesn't have to be Victor Wooten for him to let them solo or let them quote unquote shine. It can be whoever, whatever that musician is. He says, man, go for it. I want you. I know the marquee says Shake Anderson, but I want people to see you for who you are as well. And he's very, very generous. He's always been so generous. I mean, if you haven't had a chance to see him, you got to see him. You got to see him live. It's nothing like it.
I mean, you know, I've always seen musician after musician, keyboardists, just whatever their gifting is, you know, he's had them on stage with him. And everybody gets their moment.
Yeah, everybody gets their moment. Everybody gets their moment. All right, let's go back to some more of the throwback interviews with Unc.
You know what?
You out the black game?
No, I ain't out the black game. I just want to be able to list it. I just want to be able to list that on my credit reference.
I just want to be able to drive down Expressway.
That driving thing bothers you, doesn't it?
Or walk home from Walmart. How come we haven't talked about what's going on in Plano?
What happened in Plano?
The 18-year-old young man walking home from Walmart got jacked up by two police officers right there in y'all backyard.
When did this happen? I missed all this.
Last week.
Hold on, wait a minute. We haven't done this in a long time.
I'll dig a little deeper so long.
Written by Unc NOIZ, by the way.
Another gem.
Yeah.
But we don't know it's true.
Yeah, written by Unc.
I'll take us through.
I love that. We had to play Dig a Little Deeper. It's so long.
Somebody made a whisper, saying nothing, so we can't talk about it till we know for sure. I'll dig a little deeper so we can know the truth. Know the truth of the day, so that we understand.
I always love that
coming
song.
from my man. Dig a little bit deeper, if you please. All I need to do, yeah, we depending on you. Tell us what's a lie and truth. Dig a little deeper so we can know the truth. Yeah, know the truth. Oh, dig a little deeper so we can.
I'm going to text you the link. You should come in.
Yeah, man.
Been too long. Been too long. All right, now dig on, Al. I had not heard this story.
His screen is frozen.
How you gonna freeze up
on his song? Yeah.
There we go. All right, there we go.
I don't know what that was all about.
You were digging deeper.
No, well, I was reading this yesterday, and I figured yesterday we might have run out of time, or at least we would hit on it today. There was a young man. He worked at Walmart. He had just got off work at Walmart. This was, I guess, the 16th. When was that? That was last week during the ice and snow.
Yeah.
So he was on his way walking home from Walmart. Had a Walmart bag in his hand, but he didn't have on a coat. And I imagine there's tons of people in Texas that don't own a coat. Yeah, because they seeing stuff that they ain't seen before. But nevertheless, he's walking home from Walmart, and somebody decided they would call the police because there's a suspicious man walking in the middle of the street. Now, we as black folk know when the sidewalk's covered with ice and snow, what we do?
Walk in the street.
Because it's a hell of a lot safer. Well, nevertheless, police show up, and they asked him, "Are you okay?" "Yes, sir, I'm fine." "Where are you going?" "I'm going home." "What's your name?" "Why am I giving you my name?" "Do you need a ride?" "No, I'm fine." Young man keeps walking. They pursue him for like 2 minutes and 17 minutes. And then they get out the car. They insist
2 minutes
that
and
he
17
provide them, huh?
2 minutes and 17 seconds.
Yes, based on the camera,
Right.
dash cam or whatever. And they insist on him providing them with information. I think his name was something like Rodney Reese, if somebody wants to look it up. But they insisted on him providing them with information and so on and so forth. And eventually they wrestled him to the ground, put him in cuffs, arrested him. He spent the night in jail.
All right, we're gonna pause on that because we got one of our favorite humans on earth that we love so much, the lovely Felicia P. Fields.
Well, let's dig a little deeper.
How are you doing?
I'm groovy, baby. How y'all doing?
We're good. We good. First of all, you look amazing. Let's start with that.
Thank you so much. I sure thank you.
You look amazing. And I'm so glad to see you on this side.
Yeah. Praise the Lord. Okay, now see, I done messed up something.
We can see you. Now we can still see you. Can you see us?
I can see 3.
That's all we got. All we got is 3.
Okay. All
you
right.
did good. You're doing good. You're doing good.
Listen. I am challenged.
No, you're doing good. You're doing good.
Got me. That girl got me today, boy. She was making sure I got my message.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
Home, I'm getting ready to get a whooping. Let me get in here.
Well, listen, we got to have the family together to support our brother.
Yeah.
Because he's well deserving. You know what I really will admit to everybody, I hate that we have to have these type of things, these revelations of how important somebody is to us after they going through. Like we know that they're important to us, but we be like, I don't know what we be waiting on. Why we won't celebrate people earlier?
You know why? It's so many people that are deserving of so many things.
Yeah.
And we don't think about it because we take every day for granted, you know.
Yeah.
Until something like this happens.
Yeah.
And you're shocked and you go like, oh my God, what I should have done, what I could have done, you know.
Right.
So,
well, listen. You are intimately knowledgeable of the great Shake Anderson because you helped perfect a side of him that he didn't even know he had.
Well,
you helped him shopping his Broadway chops. Talk about that a little bit.
We all got it there. We just got to be given that opportunity.
Well, talk about the experience you guys had together doing the beautiful musical play. I don't call it a play, but it was like a musical.
Right.
Low Down Dirty Blues, right?
Low Down Dirty Blues.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was coming in to replace a gentleman who was a thoroughbred in the industry of the blues. And he was a little nervous, but you got to be yourself because all of us have different gifts.
Right.
And I think I can tell you what that one song was. And he was scared to death to do that song because he wanted to come behind the gentleman. And he was like, I can't do this. But he turned that thing out because it's one of those songs that it means something different to everybody.
Right.
And so he clowned up a storm on that thing.
Wow.
I'll be on stage and at that particular point, I was supposed to be looking in another direction. He was going in so deep, I had to turn around. My head got slow and go like, what?
Wow.
Yes, he's a gifted person.
He really is. And I'll be honest. I remember when he called me and told me he was going to do this. He was driving on his way to meet you guys. I think you were in Arizona at the time.
Right.
He was
started off in Tucson.
Right. And he was freaking all the way out. He's Lloyd, I and I'm gonna say the name of the person. Felicia ain't gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. He replaced the great Gregory Porter.
He replaced Gregory Porter, And then, oh
And there's
God,
another gentleman, right?
yeah, and my mind is gone. I can't think of Sugar Ray.
Sugar Ray, right. So these are two heavyweights,
Yeah,
obviously,
especially Gregory. You know.
right? Who have tremendous experience and everything, great voice in the whole nine. And I'm listening to him, man. I'm just gonna have to cram, and I'm gonna have to. I said, man, if you don't stop this foolishness, this is what we do, man. This is what we do.
Right.
And I reminded him, Felicia, that he is the same individual that put me on the spot many times to learn a song in real time and then perform it the same night. I said, so this is really just turnabout being fair play.
That's exactly right.
Wow.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, but I'm sure he was amazing. And man, I was so proud of him. And I was honored to be able to meet you and Chick through that. And
oh yeah. And everybody on that stage is just different.
Yeah.
Because you know, Chick is so laid back. And then you got Shake, who's all passionate, you know.
Oh man,
it's an interesting dynamic, and that's what makes theater and shows special. Nobody wants to see the same thing, you know. They see different levels of what on stage, and what God gives you a gift to do. You do that to the best of your ability, and you forget about the rest of that stuff, you know. Because you gonna handle what your gift is. It's gonna make room for you.
I'm gonna shift a little bit questioning wise, because you sparked something for me that's for you, but also I know for Unc as well. Talk about how different it is to have that real time response like that in theater, because I don't think people understand. You know, film is one thing and you do it and you record it, and TV is the same thing. You film it and you record it and you can stop and edit and fix it. But doing Broadway, that's real. It's in the moment. There are no takebacks. You got to get it right in this moment, and you got to live with the results. Talk about what that experience is like and what you saw in him and how the crowd responded to him.
That is so much of what happens to you live is the confidence builder. You rehearse for a month or so, and depending on what show you're doing, and then you can do that rehearsal so long, especially if you're doing comedy, and they'll laugh the first 2 times maybe, but you'll never know what's really hitting until you get a live audience. And you don't perfect anything that you do until the audiences start getting in there, and you see how they respond to what's happening, you know. So and then you find out a lot when an audience is in there, because sometimes it's just a matter of shifting what you're saying or cutting it completely out, you know. But you find out things. That's why a lot of shows have previews, because the previews let you know from an audience what's working and what's not working.
Nice.
And the other thing about live theater is that you're working with people on stage. Sometimes people forget their lines, and you got to jump in. And so it's nothing about live theater that is a punk. Okay. You got to learn yours, and you got to learn theirs too sometimes. And you got to be prepared for anything to happen, because people holler out from the audience and they're distracting. People have gotten sick and they had to stop the show. Then you have to pick it back up. You know, there have been times Lance had to come in and we had to pick right back up and pick the same energy back up.
Oh, Lordy.
Yeah, and it's scary, you know. And so, but it definitely is something that it's like anything in life. The more you do it, the more comfortable you become. The more you learn how to handle it, you know.
Wow. That's so cool. That's so cool.
I forgot about that. You know, when you just kind of brought it home when you said that, is, you know, we go watching movies and stuff, or people that make movies, you know, somebody can always say cut. Somebody can always say, let's pick up where we left off tomorrow. Any of that. But when you're right there and the people are right there, you know, there's no room for
no room.
Hold on, let me come right back.
Okay. I was working and they had the Highland Park shooting for the parade, and we were in the Highland Park area, and the energy there was just, it was terrible, and you
Wow.
can't just ignore the fact that you're working live, or especially if you're doing something that's supposed to be funny, or you signifying, and when you're dealing with that many deaths, people don't come, and then the people that do come, you have to talk to them before you even get started, just so you'll let them understand that you sympathize with them, but you gotta still gotta do, and your job there is to make them forget about, at least for a while, what's going on and what happened. So everything, like, I've been in a show and somebody died during the show and we
Oh,
didn't we
wow.
had no idea. Somebody had a heart attack, and they started bringing the people in there. The fire department came in there and they got us off the stage, and then word got backstage that person had passed away. They couldn't save him. So there's so many devastating things, that happened. I was on stage with my partner one time, and he got, what's that thing? Oh my God, it's the thing where you're linear and you can't.
Oh,
Ah,
your balance.
yeah, yes,
Vertigo.
vertigo. He got
Yeah.
vertigo, and I was like, what the? In my head, I'm like, what the?
Like, why is he stumbling around like this? Yeah.
And finally, he was trying to get a message to me as we were working, and he was supposed to pull me to him and hug me and stuff. And when he got close to me, he said, I have vertigo. And I said, oh, heck,
Wow.
So we wind up having to deal with that, where he could get off the stage and then keep going.
Wow.
So,
So how did our brother do? Did he adjust well to all of those unfamiliar things? Although he has always been good in spontaneity. He's always been good at that. But
yes.
how did he do in your professional opinion?
Oh, he was fantastic.
That's good.
He was funny because he was so nervous in the beginning, and I kept
Yeah.
my eyes, and I'm like, because for him, I had already worked with him. We had done something in Dallas,
Right.
and that was one of the things I liked about him. He, I have ability to signify back and forth on stage, and he was keeping up with me. I said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
have fun with you." Okay.
And that's not an easy thing to find. I don't know if people
Mhm.
understand how rare it is to find people who can pivot. It is not.
Yep.
It's funny that we're having this conversation because in the church house, that's one of the things I used to do. I used to force my praise team to learn how to pivot
Yep.
because I didn't know which way I was going to go always. And if something
Exactly.
hit me, if something hit me, I was going to pivot. And so they got used to the pivot. After a while, they were like, "Oh, he pivoted, and we got to roll with that." So
Yeah,
it was real cool.
pay attention. You don't know where I'm going.
Yeah, you don't know where I'm going, so don't be trying to anticipate and all that.
Church thing. Listen, my pastor was stuck on Jesus can work it out, and when nobody no more tired of it than I was, I used to go hide, and he go send somebody to come and get me. I'd be like, oh God. So I had to figure different things to just amuse myself.
Right.
I started making rhymes up on stage, because you got
Right.
to do something every Sunday. He started hitting that, cause Jesus can't work it out. I was like,
Well, speaking of the church house, I want to bring in another young lady to join us. Now I want to make sure I'm pronouncing it right because the Facebook spelling is different than what she just put on the screen. So is it Lisa Morrow or Lisa Marie?
Well, my name is Lisa Marie Marrow, but I go by Lisa Marie.
Lisa Marie Marrow.
Yes.
Okay. And she is a part of the praise team where
Yes.
Unc is currently playing at. Like he's the worship pastor there right now. So
Yes.
if you see our Facebook page, listen, if pictures are 1,000 words, she can sing with 4 A's.
Oh, thank you.
Because he got the fist out and she's singing. So it's good to see you tonight, and I appreciate you jumping on with us.
Yes. I saw it and I said, oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to jump on.
Well, we definitely appreciate that. Now, here's what's gonna blow people's mind. Through all that Unc is going through, correct me if I'm wrong, Lisa, but he was at the church house this past Sunday. Is that correct?
Ooh, yes, and I'm telling you, he played his heart out.
Wow. Talk about that a little bit. What was it like to see? Because y'all hadn't seen him in a long time, right?
Yeah, he hadn't played in a long time. And when I tell you it was on fire, it was on fire. Just
Wow.
seeing what God is doing, and I know that he has a long way to go, but God has brought him this far, and that gave me something to shout about because I could see God doing it. He is a miracle worker, and Shake is definitely a miracle. So I'm just so grateful, so grateful.
Talk. Now he's been there how long? About a year now?
Yes, I believe so. I think August would have been a year for him. And I didn't come along until after the fact. He was trying to get me to come and I said, no, I'm got a lot going on and stuff like that, but I'm telling you, Shake has a way.
He does have a way.
Shake has a way, and he's the only one I'll do it for, but I came on up there and we've been gigging ever since. So we used to do another church out in Granbury. I think it was Granbury, Texas.
Yes.
And we were singing there during. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're fine.
Okay, we were singing out there during 2020, during COVID. And then after that happened, he moved over to this church. We kind of stayed stagnant over there in Granbury, what we were used to. And I came over to this church, and of course it was kind of new for me because I'm non-denominational, and this one is Baptist.
Right.
But I'm telling you, Shake has turned it upside down. You wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know.
I would know it. That's the ABCs of Unc NOIZ, Shake Anderson. He is. I have never seen him enter a situation, any situation, regardless of where it was or what it was, and not grossly affect that situation and turn it upside down. I just have not ever seen that about it.
I mean, his name is Shake.
It's Shake for a reason, right? It's
Yes.
Shake for a reason. That is exactly right.
He intimidates my people when he comes here.
He does what now, Fee?
He intimidates my people when he comes here.
Well, you know what? I think there's some truth to that because he has such an infectious yet professional yet intense process.
Yes.
That if you aren't on your P's and Q's, if I can say it that way, it'll throw you off. Like if you're not that kind of musician or that kind of singer, it'll absolutely throw you off. And I have seen, I'm not trying to out anybody, but I've seen some people kind of who I thought were capable kind of crumble. Matter of fact, I saw one professional, highly professional. Y'all would know the name if I told you. He kind of was like thrown off a little bit. Like Unc is like, hey man, you should be able to get this. You this person. And he was like, and that person was like, well, hold on, give me a second. He couldn't hang. And I was like, wow. It was really hilarious to me. I thought it was funny. But
he came in with his people. All they requested was White Castle.
Listen, he's from Louisville. He's gonna be from Louisville
by
now.
the time I got back, y'all, he had them poor little people shaking in their little spots. That's the wrong chord. That's the wrong chord. You got to turn that chord into an everybody. I was like,
He'll teach you some things, that's for sure.
Do you know of Vicky Bridges?
Me?
Yes.
I am not good with names. I probably do.
The last time I talked to him and he was in church, he put her on the phone, and I've been knowing her since I was a young kid, so I thought that might be the church that he was at.
Wow.
Yeah, he's at Greater Community Baptist Church, Missionary
Shout out
Baptist
to Greater
Church
Community.
in Arlington. Yes. He
Now,
got me to join.
Now I heard a rumor about you, and I just heard it recently because they put it in the chat. They said Lisa Marie can preach also.
Oh no.
Now, is
Who
that a
said
rumor,
that?
or are they just trying to start rumors, or is this a true statement?
Man, I'm gonna tell you something. When you get around Shake, all kind of things start coming out of you.
Aha!
It's infectious.
The
Oh
plot
man, God
thickens.
is
The
good.
plot thickens. Well, listen, we definitely appreciate you jumping on
Yes.
and sharing your story. Talk a little bit about before I let you go. Talk a little bit about just what he means to you, what he's meant to the church, the whole nine.
Well, I have to say, when all of this started happening and it hit me hard, I actually stepped away from the church for a minute. I blamed it on something else, but I was just like, really, God? I got mad, you know, because Karen and Shake have been such a great influence on my life.
Yeah.
Being able to watch them and how they do things and how they teach me, both of them. It's not just Shake, it's both of them. And, you know, I'm learning from the both of them. They mean it crushed me. But then I had to realize, I think I talked to Karen yesterday, you know, you just got to keep moving, you know. They have encouraged me. They have prayed over me. He's spoken over my life. I mean, I'm before I even started singing again, I stepped away. I was like, I'm done. You know, because when you get out there in the market, and even though you're singing Christian music, it's grimy out there,
It is.
and
It's very.
and I had a really bad experience, you know, in the Christian industry. So I was just like, I'm done. I'm not messing with them. I can go to the club and get better appreciation over here. And I remember going to the church out in Granbury with my father, because my father plays the bass for Shake as well. And I heard them sing. And when I tell you, I felt the spirit of the Lord in that place, and everybody that he had singing with him, you could tell that they honored God with everything that they have. And for me, that meant a lot, because you have so many people out there just singing to be singing. They don't carry any kind of anointing. They don't even care about it. They just have a beautiful voice. But with Shake, man, he brings that anointing into whatever atmosphere
Yeah.
he is in, and that
Yeah.
grabbed my attention. And I said, you know what, Daddy? I told my dad that evening when we came home from church. I said, I want to sing with them.
Yeah.
And that's how that happened. I think I came to church maybe a couple of Sundays after that, and Shake had me sing Miracle Worker. I think he was trying to test to see if I knew how to sing, because he didn't know
Yeah.
if I
Yeah.
could sing or not. So
Yeah.
I started singing, and he was like, "Oh, okay." So I'm telling
Nice.
you, it has been a blast. It has been a blast, and they mean so much to me. And I know that God is doing amazing things and going to keep doing amazing things. And what a testimony! What a testimony! What a testimony he has, and he's going
Yeah.
to bring.
Yep.
You know what's crazy, Lisa? And Fee, you can speak to this as well. I've actually watched him do that, what you just said, affect the atmosphere, whatever, wherever the atmosphere was. And that's to
Hmm.
me, some people can go into a church setting and they can affect that atmosphere because there's a give
Right.
and take, a call and response, whatever. But
Hmm.
I've watched him take that anointing or that gifting, whatever it is, and we're in the House of Blues, or
Yes.
we're in a library, or we're in a outside in an open venue, and he's not even singing Christian music, and it's not even he's not
Hmm.
saying the name Jesus at all, but
Yeah.
it lives and breathes in him in such a way that it comes out whatever he's doing.
Amen.
Right. There are
So
many that are called and few that are chosen. And he
few
is
are chosen.
few. Yes, and he is one that is chosen.
That is correct. That
And we
is correct.
we as Christians, we shouldn't have to just be in the church. Our ministry is outside of the church.
Yes.
Right.
He
Hmm.
said, if I be lifted up, and that's wherever he is,
Yes.
people watch your walk. It's how you treat people, it's how you
Yeah.
Mhm.
act with
Hmm.
people that show that you have something that the world doesn't have. And
Right.
that is something that people have to learn about people that are in the church. You
Hmm.
have to be able to go outside of the church,
And that's
you know.
biblical. I mean, I believe the Bible says, I don't know what scripture it is, but to go into the world and
It,
preach the gospel.
yes.
It didn't say go into the church, it
Yeah.
said go into the world and
Hmm.
preach the gospel.
Right.
Yes.
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 Yes, that's the truth.
That's the
That's
Great
the truth.
Commission.
Now,
Hmm.
now, for all that we've said here tonight, I hope, and I don't know if this guy is going to come on and say similar things, because he's a musician that has worked under Shake. He's like his little brother or one of the little brothers in the crew. And so he might have a whole different tone, but that's the great Corey Hamilton is in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey,
All right, Corey.
What's
that's
up,
my
Steve?
bass player.
I don't know if yeah, forgive me. I'm up here. My son had a football game today, and I'm the announcer for the team and all this fun stuff. So I have missed everything that's going on. But hey, I'm here.
That's all right, Daddy.
Didn't
Take
miss
care.
anything, brother.
Hold up. Is that my mother over there, Felicia Field?
That is correct.
Hey, shout out that Coach Shake. Hey,
Yeah.
Oh, my
what's
goodness.
going on?
Oh yes.
Lord help us. Help us.
Go ahead on, Daddy Daycare.
Oh, come on. How have you been?
Oh my
I've
God.
been great. How you been?
Man, hey, I'm still above ground, and as long as I'm still above ground, everything else can be figured out after that.
That's all
I
right.
like
That's
it. I like
all
it. Well, first of all, did your son win? Let's start with that.
Man, they just set up here in B Centennial, 28-6.
Well, there
right.
you
Oh
go.
my
There you
God.
go.
Yeah,
Whooping.
We'll
they
take
they
that.
they mollywopped him. CJ got a sack on the quarterback and everything, man. So they mollywopped him today.
There you go. So now you come on in good spirits, as they say.
Hey, yes sir, yes sir.
Let me tell you something. One of my favorite things on earth to do is to stand on the stage with Corey Hamilton and perform and watch him and I cut up while Unc is doing all types of stuff he's doing. I think Corey and I just have our own little thing that we just enjoy being on stage because we know we know the hilarity is going to ensue immediately.
Oh, you gotta know, Tom Fuller is gonna make himself known whenever we're together. You
That
gotta,
is very much true.
you
That
gotta
is very
understand.
much true.
You gotta understand.
But
Don't let the three of us, you, me, and Shake, get up to the front at the same time.
oh, it's
Oh,
definitely going down. It's
oh.
definitely going down. But talk about, bro, talk about what it has been like to have played with them as long as you have, because you one of the staples, bro. You get one of the
Man,
first calls. That's how it
man,
works.
hey, it's been fun, man. It's been fun. It's been an honor. It's been a pleasure just being in his presence. You know what I mean, man? I met Shake through I don't know if you remember Jamil. Is he
Yeah,
part
of
of this?
course.
Yo.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I met Shake through Jamil, man, and literally from that day, it's just been it's been one amazing thing after the other, man. Just to be on stage with him. I mean, Shake brings out a whole nother side of musicality in a
Yeah.
person. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that's the thing that I really like about him, man. That's I mean love about
Yeah.
him, man. There has not been one show that I've done with Shake that it's been just it's been fun. It's just been just real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't find a lot of cats out there like that. Like, there's not another Shake Anderson. Let me go ahead and say that right now. There's only
Right.
one Shake Anderson, and there will always be only one Shake Anderson.
Yeah.
He is he's a maestro in his own right. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Being if he's playing guitar, being if he's playing bass, which I still, I'm a peon when it comes to him playing bass. I love to sit back and
Yeah.
watch him play. Yeah. So just being in his presence, man, it's just fun. It's just real. It's an experience. That's how I can really categorize it. It's an experience that you will never forget. It's just real. Um, all the laughs that we have on stage. Like I said,
Yeah.
when we get together and do like little things together, when he's playing guitar and playing bass, it's like we like immediately connect. I can actually do, let's just say it's been a year or two since I've done a gig with Shay, or a few months or whatever. That since I've done a gig with Shay, literally the minute I get on stage and it's like we connect,
Like riding a bike.
dude. It's gonna be some smoke on the stage. That's all I'm
Yeah.
gonna say. We coming for blood. We gonna leave the blood. It's gonna be trouble. That's all I can say.
The last time I remember the three of us were all on stage, I want to say it was the House of Blues. I could be wrong. But I want to say it was the House of Blues. And man, it was so funny because we didn't really have time to go over nothing. We just were like, he sent us the stuff in an email and we were like, okay. And we all showed up, like we heard it and let's just see how it goes. And we had so much fun that night. It was just, it was just so much fun.
The impromptu things, man, where it's just like, okay, hey, we're gonna do this date here, and he's gonna send you about 75 songs now.
75 songs. Lisa, you probably getting a taste of that now. Now you probably not gonna do all 75, but you need to be ready for all 75.
You need to be ready.
Be ye also ready.
Okay.
Be ye also ready. That's right. That's right.
You're gonna get about 75 songs. Out of 75, we're gonna probably do about maybe 6 to 10 of them.
Right.
And each one of those songs is gonna be at least 7 to 8 minutes.
Oh man,
you cooking. Then we gotta do the reprise. Then we gotta do the reprise. Then we gotta do the reprise. Now the last reprise, it's the last reprise that you really don't want to stop.
You know our brother very well, sir. You know our brother very well. But we are not getting through all them songs. That is for sure.
No, we are not gonna get through all of them, man.
And Lisa,
he was one of the intimidators that came to Chicago. That one there.
Corey was?
Him and Jamil.
I believe it. And I'm gonna tell you something
about. Jamil don't never smile. Jamil don't smile.
Jamil don't smile at all. But he's having a ball though. He's having the time of his life.
Boy.
But he ain't
after
gonna
the gig is over, we ride somewhere and hanging out. Look, me and him looking for food. Okay.
Man, let me tell you something, man. She took us to this little barbecue shack up there. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let me tell you what the Lord loved. The Lord loves good barbecue.
I believe that.
Let me tell you. I don't think you understand me when I'm telling you. That little place, it looked like somebody's house. But I tell you, the food that came up out of there, good God Almighty. Me and Jamil sat at that table, and we couldn't even talk. You just heard,
And they had already had White Castle.
Now, look, let me tell you. If there's a White Castle somewhere in the vicinity
talk about it.
Us,
wait on it.
I promise you, we're going to stop at White Castle.
They stepped off the plane giving me their orders. Y'all here to work, people.
I understand. Listen, I'm the guy that makes his wife come back from Louisville with a 30-piece, so I understand.
Let me tell you. Shoot, it's gonna be White Castle. Was the last time we were in Kentucky? We had to stop at Checkers as well.
Okay.
So those gonna be the spots, Doc. But I'm telling you, now that's the only way you're gonna get us to really act right. We gotta eat.
That is true. Because I'm gonna tell you something. If anytime you put Jamil, Corey, and Taylor Pace in the same room, nothing good is coming out of that. But we're gonna have a good time though.
You know what? Because this is the other thing I like about them. Not locked in. I mean, they gonna get their money, but they play so much with a passion because they play. That kind of like people say, okay, we're done at 11. At 12, we still playing.
Oh yeah.
So they gonna get what they came for.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't think we have ever played with Unc and the crowd not been as exhausted from the experience as we were. Like they go on the ride and he takes you through so much emotion that by the time it's over, you just like, Lord have mercy. I can't. Let him go, Shake. Let him go. Let him go, man.
Oh man, what was that?
What's your favorite song to perform with him?
You asked me for one.
You can give several. You can give several.
I mean, come on. I mean, there's Exodus. There's
You know what? I was sitting there thinking, my God, man, you cook on everything, but boy, the way you play that doggone Exodus,
boy,
Corey Hamilton's.
Man, hey, I'm telling you, man. It's just Shake brings that side out of you, man.
He does.
I
He
tell
really
you,
does.
I could do that same song with somebody else, and it's not gonna sound the same. It's just the way that Shake just gets you involved, the way he brings you in musically, man. It makes you want to play. It makes you reach for more perfection in your playing. Just the way,
especially when he trusts you.
Exactly.
When he trusts you, you have the freedom to be you. And that's what I see. That's when I see when you guys are together. He has such a trust in you, Corey, that y'all compliment, y'all are peanut butter and jelly together. When he's on the guitar and he's on the bass, it's amazing.
Man, I'm telling you, man. Like I said, it's just the spirit that he brings. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's the spirit that he brings.
He's not selfish.
He's not selfish.
The young lady that's on here now, if he's not intimidated, he will definitely see something in you and bring you along for the ride.
Oh, definitely.
When he locks into you, he locks into you. Because that's the first thing he's gonna holler about is his people. He's gonna come with Jamil and with Corey and the other guy you just mentioned,
Taylor.
Taylor, yeah. If he can get him there, that's what he gonna do.
Yeah,
that's what he gonna do.
Lisa, has he put you on the spot at the church house yet? Like, as he said, Lisa, sing this for me. Sing like I'm finished singing, but Lisa, take a little bit of this.
Change when I actually came to visit the church. I just came to visit, but he put me up there to sing Change by Tremaine Hawkins.
Yeah, come on now. You must can sing then, because that ain't no easy song.
No, I wasn't ready to sing it, but I did it.
I'm sure you said. You know what? That's a classic singer line right there. Well, I was a little hoarse, but the Lord moved. The Lord moved. That's a classic singer line right there.
I'm not feeling that good in my body, but the Lord sure moves right now.
Hey, you bumped that note. You put that note in there. I ain't ready, but all right.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. What's another one, Corey? What's another real quick?
Oh man, let's see here. There's Exodus, like I said, Sold Me Down the River.
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah.
You know what? Set It Off. That one does it for me as well. You know what I'm saying? But if we want to go down the other way, 1 + 1 + 1 is 3.
Y'all be kicking on that one too, brother.
Man, let me tell you.
Especially that drive at the end.
Boy.
Yeah.
Oh man. I don't know if you remember, we were at there's a little spot downtown. It was the Profit Bar. That's where we were.
Yes.
We were at the Profit Bar, and we got to doing that song, and we got to a part where Shake just started like popping off stuff, just going off, saying different things, boy. Hey, let me tell you something. I don't know how we finished the song because the whole band was laughing.
Yeah.
The one line that got me, he said, "With your one crooked eye."
Oh God!
I think he be doing that for us.
I can't finish the rest of the statement because Shake's on the phone, and I can't finish the rest of it. But it was one crooked eye, and I'm gonna let you go ahead and figure out the rest of it. But the band lost it. We all lost it. But I mean, there's between that, what's the other one? Oh gosh, well, I can't remember the name of the song. It's a slow song, dude. You know it. Stain.
Oh, listen.
Stain,
We got Stain queued up for the end tonight.
Oh, wow.
man.
For those who haven't heard it.
Let me tell you something.
That's Mama Noise's favorite. I think that's her favorite Shake Anderson song. She was with us. She was with us when we went to Sixpence, and we did it there. And that was the first time she had ever heard it. And I remember the look on her face of just shock because she was like, "Oh my God!" Like we've known Shake forever, but she was like, "I didn't know."
It took my breath away. It took my breath away. I was like, "What is?" It was like, "What is this?" I was like, "Is this?" I mean, because now I got questions. I was like, "Is this?"
Yeah, questions like, "Who are you?"
Exactly. I'm sitting there going, "He done came from his place was so real. It was like
it was real.
Right there. Oh my God! Let me tell you. I mean, the way he sings that, you feel everything that he is singing in that song, man. I mean, the very first time I heard that song and played that song, I'm not gonna lie. I had a couple of tears coming out my eyes.
Yeah, man. It gets you.
Dude, I mean, that song right there, that one will do it for you, man.
And I'm gonna tell her. I ain't gonna tell the whole story, but I'm gonna tell enough that y'all appreciate it. He didn't write that for himself. Corey, you know that. You know the story. He wrote that for another artist. And the other artist was like, "I don't know, this isn't my kind of thing." You blew that one, sir. You blew that one because that is a massive hit.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
It's the kind of song to make you say, did somebody tell you something?
Right. That part right there.
It hits all the feels.
Mm-hmm.
All the feels. And he sang with 6 A's on that one. Yeah, man. That's so cool, man. Well, look, man, tell the people what you feeling about it, the whole thing, and why they should be giving and all that. All three of you, take a moment to just tell the people what they should be doing here tonight.
Who's gonna start? Y'all want me to start? I need Mother to go ahead and start this.
Yeah, well, we probably should yield to Mother.
I'm gonna go ahead and let
Mother feels.
There's a song my mother used to sing, and I'm sure y'all know it. Wonderful things of folk are said after they've passed away. Roses adorn the narrow bed over the sleeping clay, but give them the roses while they live, trying to cheer them on, because it's useless the flowers that we give after the soul is gone.
Come on.
And we can milk everything we can out of people that we can get out of them while they're here.
Right.
We want to stay here, though. We really want to keep them here because all of the testimonies here today have been good testimonies. Yeah. They've been faithful testimonies, and he will be able to live and give more testimony. Because Shake, this ain't his first time at the rodeo.
Right.
He's had some illness in his time, and he's still standing and still doing what the Lord would want him to do. He's a minister. Everybody can play, but everybody can't make an instrument talk all on its own.
I know that's right.
Listen,
I know that's right.
I sit there and I listen, and Corey, you got it too, because when you can stop singing and the instrument can say everything, and you don't have to open your mouth like the song say, if I couldn't say a word, I'd wave my hand. Well, if he can't say a word, his fingers do all the talking. Okay.
Yes.
And when people get in a jam, I have illness too. And the thing about, you have to have certain medications. And you look at television and they got all of these commercials, and then they tell you it's $12,000. Well, my question to you is, are we only making medicine for rich people? Because you can't afford to pay $12,000 for no medicine.
Right.
You just can't. So they send you to another area where they say, okay, we're going to give you a discount. And the discount is $2,000. Well, you could have kept it at 12. My thing is this. If I can't pay 12, I can't pay 2. you know, and then they have a place where you can go where it's just $5, you know. And so now you didn't hit my spot. Well, why didn't you start in the beginning there, you know?
Right.
But it's difficult in this world when you're healthy to financially make it.
Yeah.
And we all are struggling. But as long as you live, as long as you in this world, you gonna need somebody.
That's
You're
right.
gonna need help from somebody.
Right.
And we get by with a little help from our friends.
Yeah.
And every now and
Right.
then we need to throw in grace and mercy.
Yeah.
And grace
Yes.
and mercy gonna bring you through. So we don't have a lot to give, but whatever we have to give. And that if that means you don't go to White Castle, Corey.
Just this weekend. That's all we ask
Okay.
you. Just one weekend.
We
Well,
want
you
to
know,
do what
you
we
ain't got to worry about that.
can.
They ain't went down here.
Listen, we got Karen, we got what's his name, Boogie,
Bubby.
Bubby.
Bubby,
Yeah.
right? An up and coming drummer, you know.
Yeah.
And
Right.
we want to be able to take pressure off of them because they've done great things to keep them here. You
Right.
know, it's a wonderful thing to have a wife that'll say, "Come on, no, we're not going here. We going straight to the hospital. That's where we going."
Yeah.
You know, and she needs help, and so we can do what we can do, and only we know what we can do. So it would be nice if we go to that link and do what we can do to make the burden a little easier. Because as sure as my name, least we feels, one day you're gonna be in the same position. Maybe not for the same thing, but
Right. Right.
everybody at some point in time needs help.
Yeah.
Right.
And I
Right.
would want you all to feel that way about me as you feel about Shay.
Yeah.
So do what you can, people.
Yeah.
That's my big sister right there. She be preaching.
I ain't
She be
preaching
preaching.
like Lisa,
She
but I
be
can
preaching.
talk, Lisa.
You did your thing there. Well, Miss Lisa, why don't you go ahead and tell them how you feel about this whole thing and what the people should be doing.
Well, Shake has given so much. I've only known him for what 2.5, 3 years, but I know even before then, Shake. So
They're trying to call her. The devil is busy. Go ahead,
Shake
Miss
has
Lisa. You got
given, given, and given and given. Now, I was raised in a non-denominational church, and I told you it's a lot of white people. I think we was the only black people there.
She can't answer the phone right now. Stop calling her.
She popular.
Sorry.
Girl, is you on live? Yes, I'm
No,
on
I
live.
am on live.
Right.
I'm gonna say this real quick. There's a song that we used to sing, and it's "Give and it will come back to you." Press
Yeah.
down, shake it together, and running over. And I believe that that's what we need to do. Shake has given so much. It is our time to sow into his life.
Appreciate that. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Corey Hamilton, say something to the people if you don't mind.
You know, there's not really much left for me to say because it's already been said.
Well, you so silly.
And this is
all,
why there's craziness on that stage.
all the time. All the time. If people knew the stuff that be going through our minds the whole time.
Boy, no. I mean, honestly, they said it all. I mean,
yeah.
The one thing that he did tell me is he wants to make sure that Karen and Bubby will take care of. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? So please, ma'am, please, sir. I mean, like I said, they've already said it all. She's already said, "Give and it shall be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, runneth over." I mean, it's really nothing left for me to say, honestly. Please, if you were in a situation and you needed help, you would want somebody. You need somebody to help you. You know what I'm saying? We've all been there.
Yeah.
Everyone needs a little help every time, sometime. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm asking from the bottom of my heart because by the time when I get off of here, I'm going on to this GoFundMe and I'm about to pledge a couple of dollars up here. Please, definitely help. Help. That's all I can
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Help. You know,
And he would help you.
Yeah.
Oh, in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Yep.
This,
If
this is.
you
I was
call,
gonna
if
say.
he's
I was
here and
literally.
he can help you, he will. He
That's. I
will.
was literally about to say that. I was about to say this is a man that will give his last to make sure you're taken care of. I've seen him do it. You
Yeah.
know, he will give his last just to make sure you are taken care of. So why not help somebody who has helped? You know what I'm saying? So definitely. Let me see here. Where's that GoFundMe link? There it is, right there. Can y'all see when that? Can y'all see when it's when somebody gives now?
We can.
Okay.
I think. Let me. Maybe I need to refresh it. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, we can see it. There you go.
Okay.
Perfect.
Cool. That's what I need to know. Because definitely, please, ma'am, please, sir, take care. Not say take care, but let's help take care of this man and his family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He gives so much to us. So please, ma'am, please, sir, reach out, reach into as the old folks say, reach down into your pocketbook,
Dig deep.
dig deep,
Dig deep.
Dig
dig
deep.
deep into your pocketbooks,
Yeah.
and we we appreciate the money that jingles, but we will love the ones that fold.
Okay.
That's what today y'all laughing. There's a pastor at this Baptist church that I did once upon a time that said that. So
That's
Well,
exactly. That's the quote.
I heard it on what's that show with Eddie Murphy?
Coming to
Oh,
America.
coming to America. Yeah.
That's right. See, when she was taking up her collection,
right.
we
Yeah.
like the kind that fold.
And
But
you ain't even got to
anything
give
you
you.
have within your ability to give,
Right.
anything you have within your
Anything.
ability to give, because
Anything's
the
gonna be
pastor
helpful.
gonna say, "Let's round this off to the nearest dollar," and it might be your quarter that does it.
And y'all don't make us give like them deacons do it sometime in the Baptist church where we hold up this whole church service and make y'all
Boy, Doc, let me tell you, I done been in a
just
couple
go
of
ahead and
doors
give
that
now.
said, Pastor, go, deacons, I need y'all to block them doors for me. I done been in those. Block them doors. We ain't leaving until we get this, till we make this,
Yeah, we
make
make
this
this out. We don't
offering.
want to have to do that here tonight.
Right.
Well, there's a blessing in giving.
It really
There's
Yeah,
is.
it
It
is.
really
definitely a
is.
blessing in giving, because giving don't just bless them; it blesses you.
Right.
Amen. Amen.
I was gonna agree with Felicia that I used to be feel some kind of way each time they'd ask to give, because I feel like, okay, this is all I have, and it seemed like, if you can't give such large amounts, you feel like, what is my little bit going to do to help the overall? So then that's why I made it a point to make sure to tell people, listen, whatever amount you can give. Don't feel like, well, my little $25 or my little whatever's not going to listen. If the woman with the two mites came up there with her two mites,
Ooh, yeah. I'm sorry. I was trying to get some background.
I mean, it's the heart. It's a heart. It's a heart thing.
Yeah.
It
So
is.
you give what you have from your heart. God already knows what you're capable of giving.
Yeah.
So when you give it, listen,
And here's the thing.
it's something that you need. And God say, okay, well, let me see what you do with what you got.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Even if all your needs are met and you don't need nothing, it ain't often that you have something that you can give to, that the thing you give it to is worthy of being given to.
Right.
This is somebody who's worthy, who should be given to.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just need to give because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Right.
It really is. It really is the right thing to do. So I'm excited, guys. I sure appreciate y'all, man, for coming through and blessing the people in this manner.
You
know what? I think this is
gonna miss this one, Doc.
No, man, we can't miss this one. I think this is the perfect time to close out the show with the Stain. Can we do that? Lisa, you ain't heard the Stain yet, have you? Have you heard the Stain?
I don't think I have.
Oh, you in for a treat. You in
Well,
for a treat.
you got to hold your mule.
Hold your mule, because this gonna bless you.
What my grandmama used to say.
We gonna end on the Stain tonight. But I appreciate you, Fee. I appreciate you, Corey. I appreciate you, Lisa. Thank y'all so much for pulling up. Ladies and gentlemen, the stain is what we're going to end on here tonight. Here we go.
Shake. You're good for sound check.
When you love hard from the start, no fairness comes into play. There ain't no amount of ours that can give ease when she's away. Over and over, you're asking your mind, but doesn't she feel what's felt within? 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, now it's 4 a.m. and love ain't coming back again. Baby, the stain never goes away. When you're in too deep, you're just in too deep, too deep. And now you think you'll never be good enough. How dare you dream of love that way? You don't think you'll ever hold it again. True love is never coming your way. Baby, the stain never goes away. When you're in too deep, you're just in too deep. And sometimes the pain is there to stay. There's a blotch on your heart, a terrible blotch on your heart. Baby, the stain never goes away. When you're in too deep, you're just in too deep. There's a stain on your heart. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. There's a blotch on your heart. The stain will wash away. Only time will do. Oh yeah.
You know what though? I don't think it. I love the video. You got to see it live. You really got to see it live to truly take it all in. but that's a good that's not a bad representation.
It was still good.
It's still good. It's still
It's
good.
definitely still good. Yeah.
But you got to see it live too. So
And
Shake,
you
you
got
got
to
to stick
see
around for people
Jamil
to
in
hear
there
it
too.
live.
I said we got to see Jamil in there too.
There was Jamil over there chilling. And the great Chuck Rainey. Got to have a little flash.
Yeah, Chuck Rainey.
Yeah, you saw that too. Guys, it's been a joy tonight. We appreciate y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for coming through and blessing. And we're gonna be replaying this for days. Especially until we hit this goal. We got to hit this goal. And we just love y'all so much. And I know you're gonna see this. You and the lovely Miss Karen and Bubby. We did this because you know what it is. We love y'all, man. And if I keep fighting the good fight, this ain't the end. This is just us stopping by the flower shop and dropping off some flowers.
Right.
Go ahead, Mama Noise. What you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, and you can also continue to pray for his healing.
That's right.
Well, that's a priceless gift that you can keep on giving and keep on giving, and we can believe God that He's gonna show Himself strong.
That's right.
Absolutely.
He's done it before, and I know He'll do it again.
Amen.
Absolutely. Well, he's definitely gonna do it again because you know Shake is gonna add this part to his testimony every time we perform. So that's gonna happen, Corey Hamilton.
Yeah.
You know that's gonna happen, Corey Hamilton. He's adding this in, so we gotta get. Yeah, this is just gonna be part of the story.
Amen.
Yep.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a wonderful evening. We appreciate y'all. Love y'all so much, and we out this piece.
Love you. Take